Alright fellas, here we're back at Pokemon Masters, and today we're going to be looking at Lodge, Giovanni, and Nidorino and seeing just how strong they are. So the best way I can sum up this guy's kit, considering the grid, the passive skills, and all of his other abilities, I would say that this guy is essentially just a budget version of Hop, who is already a free character. I'm just gonna be honest, I think that's pretty much the best way to sum it up here. So if you think that, like, you need this guy for a specific role, the only role I can see him fulfilling that Hop cannot is Team Sharp Entry 1 in the grid, so you don't have to reset for NPR, though you're probably going to want to do that anyway. And the fact he can do Poison with Poison Tail. Those are the only two things I see that this guy has unique, or, major type of unique, from, Hop, right? And Sonya to that same extent, because Sonya is honestly just an upgraded version of Hop, if you think about it. So those type of characters, pretty similar to Giovanni here, really. So let's go ahead and look at his abilities. He has 5 stars, no EX. I am not going to give him 5-star power-ups or an EX or anything like that. I was thinking about it, but really I just figure if he's a budget version of Hop, I can showcase him the same as I would in an EX Hop. So it's not going to be a big problem. He does have 671 HP, as well as 247 in both defenses. Pretty average for a support character from the Lodge, I would say. Nothing insane. 240 attack, 220 special attack, 245 speed. Pretty low speed tier, but he does have some remedy abilities here, so you can kind of deal with that, I guess. He has Poison Tail here for a 2-gauge move, 10% chance to poison, whatever. Stomping Tantrum, pretty much useless. You're never gonna use this. He's got potions, which are definitely good for sure. He's got potions, especially being a free-to-play character. Having this is very, very nice for healing. And his trainer move here, which raises the defense of all allies by 2 and crit of all allies by 1. So again, this is where the Hop and Sonya aspect comes in, raising defenses and crit. The passive skills here, he's got Take Hit, Opponent Poison 2, 30% chance to poison an enemy when they're hit, when he is hit by an attacking move. Very, very good for something like Uxie, who needs a status condition, or just working with any other poison character, I would say. Revenge Boost 4, 50% chance of charging his move gauge by 1 when hit by an attacking move, so he does have some gauge efficiency to, remedy that low speed stat. And Natural Remedy, removing status conditions whenever they are inflicted the first time. So there's that. Looking at the grid here, he honestly doesn't have anything insane. Just realistically speaking, he does not. Catalyst here, this is some Sync stuff, as well as Sync Cure, Team Sync Cure, sorry. I'm pretty sure these are his only real Sync abilities. I'm looking at the grid on my computer. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Catalyst, obviously good for speed. Team Sync Cure 9. These are the only real abilities you would want to pick up. The EX for, really. Catalyst is good because he doesn't have any other way of gauge management, so it's not too bad. He also does have Unflappable for flinching, First Aid 4 for some self-healing, which is very nice for sure. He has Poison Tail Hostile Environment 4 if you want an even better chance of poison. Very good for maintaining consistency. Team Sharp Entry 1 for the guaranteed crit buffs, but he also does have the trainer move NPR, and I would honestly go for this because he has trainer move Berserk Bunch, meaning if you get the NPR, you can buff your defenses of all allies to 6, the attack up to 3, as well as obviously having crit to max. So Team Sharp Entry in that point becomes pretty much useless, but obviously if you don't want to reset for NPR, this is a way to get yourself max crit, whatever else. So that's nice. Antitoxin, nothing else really up here. He does have Healthy Healing if you want to pick that up. I probably wouldn't. He has enough healing as it is with the First Aid, as well as potions. Potion, NPR, and Master Healer, pretty basic. Toxic Hit, speed up 9, raising his speed by 1 when hit when an enemy attacking him is poisoned, I think. No, when its attack move is successful against a poisoned enemy, whatever. This is not really a great ability, it just buffs his speed, so it's not really all that impactful. And then again, Berserk Bunch, trainer move NPR. That's it. So I'm going to build some grids here. We're going to showcase him mostly in Legendary Gauntlets, / arenas rather. But we will give him 1 or 2 stadium battles and just see how he goes there. But I'd say this guy's definitely better against something like Uxie or Registeel because of his innate abilities. So let's go ahead, hop over into some battles and see just how well this guy can perform at 3 out of 5, 5 stars, no EX. Alright, so here's our first setup. It's not really a super crazy showcase of his strength here or whatever else, but we are going to be using Lodge Giovanni here with Signature Giovanni and just seeing how good they are and whatnot. So this battle, really it was only for Giovanni just to take a hit. That was pretty much it, which he can do relatively well here for the most part. as well as buffing defenses, which is nice, as well as buffing crit for Sigma Suit Giovanni. That was the best part of this guy's kit, I would say. Was able to, you know, max the crit for this character here because I don't have critical crit and whatnot, so I was kind of just forced to rely on, you know, what I've got right here, so... Oh well, it's fine, it's not really too big of a problem. We just, again, we use him to max out the crit for Sigma Suit Giovanni, and that was pretty much it, really. That's pretty much it. Since we are on type here and whatnot, it is a lot of, like, HP stuff and standard damage reduction, so there's not a lot of strength. So you do gotta consider, you know, the amount of damage he's taking. It would be quite a bit more if you were to use, like, strength, attack up type parameters. So, you know, keep all of that in mind, right? But he is pretty good defensively from the physical attacks standpoint, though these enemies don't really use too many physical attacks. But he does have the healing with the first aid 4, as well as the potions. So that's very, very nice and relatively consistent as well. So you can deal with that. Sadly, we don't crit on that max move, which is very, very annoying, but it doesn't really matter here. Again, in this scenario, Lodge Giovanni was pretty much just here to take an attack, and that was just about it, which he does relatively well, of course, as stated, and he's able to use the Tighten Up 4, Tighten Up 4 there in order to buff his special defense, to be more resilient from these, like, Sludge Wave, Shadow Balls, Overheats, you know, all that stuff, so that's decent enough. Again, I don't really think he's, like, the best type of support character to bring for a stadium battle, because he's more of a defensive type of support, as we've seen. He's got heals, he's got defense buffing, he does have a little bit of offensive stuff, but I feel it's obviously a little bit slow / inconsistent because it's mostly catered towards a gauntlet / legendary arena. So that's why I figured I would just bring him here with another character who can carry the strength, such as Sigma Suit Giovanni, and of course it's double Giovanni, so that's kind of fun, as well as, of course, my, you know, Sigma Suit Giovanni needing crit buffs, so that's why I brought the Lodge Giovanni for that. The crit buffs were very, very needed, of course, because I don't have critical crit. Anyway, yeah, that was the battle versus Chantal. Let's go on to the next one. Alright, here we are versus Fairy Week Marshall, and we've got an actual off-type setup. This setup, again, it's more of a niche part from Giovanni. I feel like most of the things you're going to use this Giovanni for are kind of niche, considering Hop does a lot of it better. But it's for the poison stuff, because we get the Poison Tail here, which is very, very useful for activating Emma's Buddy move here, and doing some good damage with that, right? Giovanni is also able to buff the crit and top it off for Iris there, because she's unable to. Not really, it doesn't really matter too much for Emma, but hey, for Iris it definitely does matter. And of course he's got decent enough defenses to take some of these attacks with, you know, full strength and attack parameters. I can't speak. So that's very, very nice as well. Do some pretty good damage here with Iris and Emma just together, and thankfully because of the poison they're both able to provide alongside Giovanni, we're able to get you know, Emma's Buddy move up pretty quickly, as well as keep it up for you know, whenever we defeat certain enemies and whatnot. So that's very, very nice as well, and all of that. So there we go, we go ahead and poison that side as well. So again, that just continues to enforce the idea of the poison being relatively consistent. It's not the most consistent thing I found out. It's been quite an annoyance for me personally, but whatever, right? And of course his potions are very, very good for his own healing. Thankfully we do dodge that Mega Kick, though I'm pretty sure we would have won anyway. The Mega Kick's just so strong. But the healing and defense buffs for himself are definitely very, very nice here, in order to keep him alive and healthy, as well as provide the poison for Iris and Emma's multipliers, as well as, again, top off the crit for Iris, right? So that's very, very, very nice there. And Emma here is 1 out of 5, so not super crazy damage. I probably would have used her nuke instead, but hey, here we are. We work with what we've got. And overall, yeah, not too bad tanking from Giovanni. The poison was nice, crit buffs are nice, whatever else, right? Again, more of a niche type of role. You could definitely get the same type of poison and better results with a character like BP Janine, probably, but Giovanni's definitely not a bad option, especially being a character you can get freely from the Lodge, and, you know, again, being a free character in general, because, you know, Mewtwo is a free sync pair as well, so decent enough, right? Decent enough. These are only 2 stadium battles we're going to be doing, because I don't think he really needs to provide too many roles here for the stadium. So we're going to go ahead and hop over into a legendary arena. We're going to hop into Registeel first, because it is the newer one, so you obviously want to have more tactics to face it. And yeah, I think Giovanni can perform decently well against Registeel because of a couple of his gimmicks. Alright, here we are versus Registeel. We've got Lodge, Giovanni, Marshall, and B. A little bit of a slower battle, of course, here, but it's not a bad one nonetheless. Honestly, Giovanni's more so, his biggest factor for being good in this is that he's got the potions as well as defense buffs. Speed is definitely an issue with this team, as you can as you've probably noticed. Mostly by the fact that I don't get an Assault Meteor in with B until like halfway through the battle, which is a little bit annoying, but hey, whatever, it happens. So, yeah, Giovanni here. The poison's nice as well, I guess, honestly. It's not like the biggest thing ever, but it is relatively useful. It does a little bit of chip damage here and there. It actually does do something a little bit later on in the battle. B's here for the Sync Nuke, but she doesn't crit for the first 2 Sync moves, so honestly, she doesn't really do too good there. Spoiler alert, of course, but still, honestly, it's really fucking annoying. Giovanni's relatively good with his healing as well as healing his allies, though he doesn't actually need to heal anyone other than himself in this, because of course he is the one that's mostly taking attacks, so you do gotta factor that in and whatnot. The poison is pretty nice for extra chip damage, though of course it's not like a major factor in any of this stuff or anything like that. We do get that natural remedy buff, which is very, very nice there. Do get the flinches in with Marshall, of course. Marshall is just such a good character for this, especially the fact that he's free. Like, the flinches on his Rock Smashes and Drain Punches are amazing. The defense debuffs from his Rock Smashes are obviously the best part. Drain Punch for just healing up every bit of damage done to him. Such a good unit for this man. I know I speak a lot of Marshall in these Registeel battles, but still, whatever. I mean it. That flinch is very, very annoying there, but we do get the Revenge boost in, which is actually very, very nice as well. We do get the heal in on Giovanni. They go for the Mega Kick, but but it doesn't do too much damage, and they die to the poison and go to the second bar. That's where the poison really comes in clutch at, honestly. That's the biggest aspect of it, I would say. And the Meteor Assaults from B start to, really rack up in damage. We do, of course, use Marshall's Train Move for some gauge here, just so we can try and wipe out this bar as fast as we possibly can. Critical Charge takes way too long to actually, charge up, but whatever. Marshall healing himself up is very, very nice. We survived the Hyper Beam just barely with -2 special defense, because we have got, I don't think we picked up Tighten Up 2, or Toughen Up, whichever it is. I think it's Tighten Up. I don't think we picked it up on the grid, so yeah, do keep that in mind. It's whatever, though. Who cares? Keep going for these Rock Smashes with Marshall, and we pretty much just finish off the same way we started. I don't think Giovanni ends up going down here. The Potion NPR is very, very good at keeping him alive. Kind of, its job. It's kind of what it's meant to do. Obviously, the special defense debuffs are a little bit annoying, but thankfully it does not matter, because they don't end up... it doesn't matter, because it still doesn't use any special. Other than, I guess, like, the Thunderbolt and whatnot, but honestly, it doesn't really matter. And I guess Hyper Beam, yeah, Hyper Beam would be one, but it's fine. We end up winning nonetheless. Smooth transition from video to actual gameplay footage, by the way, definitely. So yeah, that was Giovanni versus Registeel, I guess. Let's go ahead and, I guess we'll face Uxie, because Uxie's the only other legendary arena that, he'd really be super impactful for, I guess, because of the poison. But yeah, let's go ahead and see how that goes. Alrighty, versus Uxie. We got Mallow here for some damage and confusion. Whitney to support Mallow as well, to provide flinches and some gauge acceleration whenever we need it. Giovanni here, we're going to have to hope that we get some decent luck with the poison, because we do have the 50% chance from the hostile environment or whatever else, but whatever. Okay, let's just see how this goes. I probably shouldn't have used that move. Okay, yeah, that's whatever, it's fine. Let's go ahead and go for the Poison Tail here. Let's go ahead and use Mallow's move again. There we go, we got the poison, which is very, very nice. Go ahead and go for a Headbutt here. -2 attack. That's not going to do too much for our first Sync move here, but let's go ahead and apply some gauge acceleration. We are going to need that. Okay, we're probably going to have to try and also rush through that second bar just so we don't get the poison, because if we do get the poison, then it could be a little bit bad for the third bar when, in case it ever gains like immunity or whatever. So that could be pretty bad, but let's hope it doesn't happen. Right? Okay. We do have the Toxic Hit ability as well, because we do need as many speed buffs or, gauge management abilities as possible, because we are kind of relying on this grassy terrain from Whitney here for a little while. So let's just hope that we don't have to rely on that for too long. We are getting some good defensive buffs in from Whitney and Giovanni combined as well, which is definitely very, very nice there. But unfortunately, it's not going to last us too long. Hopefully, the grassy terrain is not going to last long enough, is it? Okay, Uxie's going to go for its Sync move, but I'm pretty sure that grassy terrain goes out the moment Mallow uses her Power Whip. Yeah, that is my luck. That's just how it happens. Just how it goes sometimes. Does heal itself, which is annoying, but hopefully... Okay, we don't land it. I'm going to heal up Giovanni because I don't trust him. I'm just going to be honest, I don't. Go for Mallow's Sync move again here, and we'll go for some more attack debuffs because we may as well just go for that. There's the Unflappable, sadly. But thankfully, it shouldn't be too big of an issue. Keep going for these attack debuffs here. Iron Tail, keep becoming a problem. Just keep becoming a problem. Really? No poison. This is how my luck was looking at the stadium battles too. I was having very, very horrible luck with that. Brother. You're really gonna make me use all my potions here, aren't you? Of course you are. Again. Oh my god. Okay. Seems we're not gonna have to worry too much about getting poison off, considering this is not gonna happen. Good grief, dude. This battle is going shit. Okay, there you go. You got the poison. Congratulations. Go ahead and go for another headbutt there. Probably could heal it. Yeah, I should probably heal up instead, but oh well. Let's go ahead and go for the Power Whip. And we'll go ahead and go for some Horn Leeches, because Giovanni's probably not going to survive too long, realistically speaking. Okay, there we go. We're good there. Now we just got to have... Okay. Now let's go ahead and power up Mallow here. Go for a Teeter Dance. Damn it, couldn't get that in queued quick enough, but oh well, that's fine. Giovanni does have, obviously, Vigilance, so we don't have to worry too much about that, which is good. Didn't want to do that, but that's fine. Yeah, it doesn't seem like Giovanni's going to survive. He may, though. He may. Okay, they are waiting for Mallow. So this is doing a lot of damage, it seems. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's the good aspect, is that it does do a lot of damage. There we go. Good damage. Very, very good damage, actually. Wow. Surprisingly good damage. Okay, hey, I'll take it, man. I'll take it. And we'll go for the Power Whip here. Thankfully, it does hit itself in confusion. That was very, very lucky for us. Okay, well, hey, we may actually win this. We just might win it. You never know, right? You never know. Let's go ahead and go for a Teeter Dance. Hopefully we land that poison. We do not land that poison. Giovanni does not go down, very surprisingly. I'm actually quite surprised it doesn't go down. There's the Teeter Dance. Very, very good. And the Power Whip. And it does not seem like, yeah, this... Oh my gosh. Why Giovanni's surviving? Hey, he's a survivor, man. He's a survivor. Okay. Okay, and well, there we go. It seems like Giovanni finally went down. Finally. Oh, we did get the poison off, though, so that's good. Thank you, Giovanni, for the poison. Took way too long, though. I guess that was from his passive, because I didn't see it whenever he did the Poison Tails. So the double chance for poison saved us there. So it would seem, anyway. And there we go. Power Whip and Thunder and Horn Leech should take it out. Goodbye, Uxie. Okay, there you go. Took it out. Giovanni was definitely very, very solid for that battle. He survived so long. That confusion definitely saved us. That confusion at the end, where, you know, Uxie hit itself, definitely saved us in that battle. So that was very, very lucky of us. So yeah, overall, Lodge Giovanni, I would say decent enough sync pair for a Lodge character. Definitely catered more towards the Legendary Gauntlet than the Stadium. The poison, defensive buffs, potions, and all that type of utility definitely makes me think he was designed more for things like Uxie and other, you know, Legendary arenas where you need to survive longer, so the potions and defensive buffs become a better thing for you. Against things like Registeel, Regirock, you know, these characters that have actual, like, physical attacks that can hit really hard. Bulu definitely is probably one of them as well, though I don't think he could take some, you know, grassy terrain boosted wood hammers, so gotta be careful of that. Anyway, though, yeah, Lodge Giovanni, not too bad of a sync pair. I don't think he's, like, super crazy or anything, but again, that's most Lodge sync pairs. I don't think they have any super amazing uses, but they are definitely, you know, viable, right, in some aspects, and I think Giovanni's definitely one of them, just more so in a longer battle / gauntlet type of format. So anyway, yeah, that was Lodge Giovanni. Let me know what you think about him down in the comments below, and I will see you all later.